Let's do it. 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 All right. This title's called "School Mornings Are Pure Mental Torture." Oh boy, ain't this true? Cause man, for me it's about to be over. But bro, for the last 4 years, I've been waking up at 6 in the morning to go to school for 8 hours out the day, and then do it all over again. Weeks after week after week after month after year. Gang, nah. Can't wait for it to be over. It's too much. It's too much. I think college is gonna be a little lighter, so we don't gotta worry about that. But bro, you don't know what the you can't figure out which outfit you want to wear. You don't know if you want to make breakfast or before you go. Sometimes, majority of the time I shower in the morning, but like sometimes you just not feeling it. Like you still be tired from last night. Like bro, especially me editing. Like I would have to stay up, probably up until like 3, 4 in the morning. Try to shower and go to school, do it all over, bro. It's been rough. We're almost there though.
Waking up for school in the morning is by far one of the worst possible experiences to ever happen to the average humanoid. Nothing is worse than getting out of your bed during ungodly hours with Kevin Durant levels of crusty eyes, a numb hand, and a pulsing migraine from the thought of having to get ready to head to Algebra 2 with Mr. Garrison. Hearing those multiple iPhone alarms send pulsating sound waves down my entire body gives me more PTSD than the Avengers witnessing Thanos pull up to Wakanda for the first time. But to really get an idea on just how terrible waking up for school mornings are, we first need to go through the multiple different stages of challenges you'll be facing from the moment you get out of bed all the way till the time your first class starts. Now, in my non-humble opinion, while waking up and getting out of bed is hard enough by itself, the actual gauntlet of suffering that comes as soon as you get out of your bed to start the day is so much worse. Waking up a couple minutes before your alarm is one of the worst moments of this entire experience, because for one,
Facts, and then you do the 5 more minutes. Yo, and then that second sleep go by quick, bro. So you be like, bro, you wake up at 6 o'clock. You usually wake up 6:30. Okay, you got 30 more minutes. 30 minutes go by. You gotta get up. You're making me mad, bro.
after it happens, I feel like nuking anything in a 10-meter radius. But for two, after you notice you're awake earlier than you expected, you instinctively press the snooze button and start to doze off again and do the mental math on how you can afford just 5 more minutes. The next time you open your eyes, it's 30 minutes before school starts, and now I have to speed run my entire routine, and my brain...
Sometimes I miss the bus game. What is it? I missed the bus. Out of all 4 years, I only missed the bus 5 times. Wait, I ain't gonna lie, junior year was bad. I missed the bus like 3 times in 1 week, bro. That's when I was really trying to get on my YouTube. And that, boy, that took a toll. Mom mad as shit, bro. Man. Great.
Immediately starts calculating how many minutes to spend on every single task. Anyone who also ends up in this situation already knows that the idea of a shower is completely unviable. You better start praying to God that you can wear your deodorant and cologne for the rest of the day without someone catching a whiff of your presence and disintegrate into atoms. But let's assume you manage to get out of bed half awake and step out of your room. The next boss level you will have to deal with is the bathroom. As someone who has younger siblings, the amount of times I've gone to wash my face half awake and barely able to stand, and then come to find out that the bathroom light is both on and the door is locked is utterly criminal. After a certain point, I train my body to instinctively head to the downstairs bathroom and even move my toothbrush, because there is absolutely no way that I was waiting 30 minutes to use the sink because someone decided to play with bath bubbles for too long. Even if I managed to get lucky and whoever was in there left early, as soon as I stepped inside, I'd find all the hot water gone, a lake on the ground, and the most insane combination of a post-toilet stench that I'd ever smelled. Once you're able to get into the rhythm of things and get your fit on, it was then time to actually head to prison. I mean school. Most people, including myself, usually went by bus or car, and then you had the minority that either walked or...
You gotta talk about the fit more, bro. Sometimes you'll be slinging through your closet. You'll see one shirt, and then you'll get some pants. You'll be like, nah, these don't go together. So then you put both of them back. You do it again. and for like the next 5-10 minutes you still looking for an outfit, and then you finally decide, you know what, you're just gonna throw something on. I promise that's how I go. Now, I be laying my clothes out. Majority of the time, I'm gonna wear these pants tomorrow. Feel me? I'm gonna wear these pants and my compression. But I'm saying, regarding to every other day or before, I wasn't as organized as I am now, bro. And then I'll probably be switching through clothes. By the time I'm done, I only got 5 minutes to catch the bus. Like, I was doing it to myself, not gonna lie, but bro, I was so critique on my outfit, but now I really just don't care. Or I've learned to dress better, so like it don't be as hard to choose an outfit now. So yeah, I used to wear hold on. For I think a year and a half straight, I wore slides to school every day. For a year straight. That's when I really stopped caring. I was like, you know what, nah. The fit, I would probably pull something, but like the shoes, I really didn't touch my Air Forces until like 2 years after I got away, or I just wear them to church. Now I only started wearing my Air Forces like a month ago. Yeah, man.
Or bike there instead. Something I want to briefly mention is the fact that once you're able to get your license / car at some point during your high school tenure, the amount of
I still ain't got mine. It's coming soon.
Stress that you're able to put off of yourself is actually like life-saving. Not depending on anyone else to take you anywhere, especially school, is such a lifesaver, especially in these kinds of situations. I really want to put a major focus on the school bus because while I personally stopped going on it after middle school, I did not forget the absolute misery that I endured on that vehicle of chaos and destruction. Whenever the bus came to my neighborhood to pick me up,
it'd be stinking. Especially on the way home. Oh my god. They all musty, bro. Like everybody's musty, bro. I'm certain some of y'all don't come to school with deodorant on. Like, I'm being so for real. It got to the point I was giving out deodorant. I swear, it was that bad. Man, people just don't care. They just don't care, bro.
As soon as I got on it, my #1 objective would always be to find an empty seat and start catching up on all the sleep I missed. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any more sleep because anytime I laid my head anywhere, I started taking tick damage and was just in pain until I got to school. Another reason sleep was impossible was because niggas in the back of the bus kept screaming at the top of their lungs at the worst jokes ever conceived. Yo, bro, guess what? What? Chicken dookie butt. An integral part of the school morning experience is the antics of the school bus driver. The amount of goofy and insane stories that occurred while I was still a bus kid bring back some not so pleasant memories. You have 2 types of bus drivers. The first one is chill as hell and even has conversations with the kids up front from time to time. You walk on the bus and he nods or smiles at you and just heads to school with minimal distractions. Someone could be having a Just Dance competition in the back of the bus, and as long as they don't personally bother the bus driver, they would get us to school safe and sound without them turning their head back even once. Now on the other side of that coin, we have the bus drivers that have more crash outs than Benson on a Wednesday afternoon.
What the heck, Rigby? What's the matter with you?
They hate their job. Hey, I don't even know what it is. Like, I haven't had a bus driver like that in so long. And then they be the bus drivers too that like be checking you when they see your face, and if they don't recognize you as much, they'll ask you if you're actually supposed to be on the bus, and then they'll start calling all these people like, bro, if they get on the bus, let them get on the bus, bro. I ain't gonna lie, cause all that parent note, nobody does that no more, and I don't know that some of them be taking their job way too serious. When all you gotta do is drive the bus. It does look hard though, cause I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if I can ever drive a school bus. It's too big, bro. I can't do that. I'd be scared. I ain't gonna care.
Ah, Rigby! Ah! Ah!
Now, I get that some people can get very tired and fed up with being at work, especially when you have to deal with kids on a daily basis, but these bus drivers would always be doing the most, especially during morning pickups. While I've had multiple crash out bus drivers over the years, there was this one driver who was like anyone I'd ever seen. He was this middle-aged black guy with a receding hairline and was 5'1", so he was shorter than most of the kids in my grade. Now, for the sake of the video, let's call him Mr. Roberts. There was one time when we were all headed to school, and per usual, some kids in the back were doing some dumb shit and caused Mr. Roberts to constantly look back and tell them to stop or they would get written up. Now, the kids in the back instantly called cap on this because they've heard that phrase way too many times and have still gotten away with stuff they did in the past, so they thought it was going to be no exception this time and they just tried to call his bluff. I don't know if something happened earlier that morning to Mr. Roberts, stubbed his toe on the way out of the bathroom or something, but that man was not playing around because he fully stopped the bus on the side of the road, got up from his chair, and proceeded to cuss out the kids in the back for 5 minutes straight. I could have sworn he was about to pop
Now,
up.
there's some people I know that did get kicked off the bus. Like, it was that bad that he got kicked off. Think about throwing pencils or something. I ain't gonna lie. I went to school with a lot of dump, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm so ready to go, bro.
A blood vessel at any second. You want to know what the worst part was? We were quite literally 1 minute away from the drop-off zone, and our bus was within walking distance of the front door. Keep in mind, we were already running late to begin with, and these Neanderthals in the back just decided to give us a tardy all for no reason. All y'all had to do was stay quiet for 4 effing seconds, and we would have had no issues at all. But they were like, nah, let's just keep acting like hyenas that just discovered food for the first time in 5 days. Finally, after all the tomfoolery that just occurred, we finally make it to school. So that means everything is peaceful and good now, right?
No! There's no way out of this.
The morning tomfoolery experience reaches its climax the second you enter the school building. Something I haven't mentioned that makes the school morning experience even more torturous is when you have a test in your first class of the day. The amount of last-minute study sessions I had to cram before I went to take my test are incalculable. A fear I will never forget is when I was studying to take a...
I ain't gonna lie, some classes I be using as a study hall. I'm not gonna lie, cause like, can't speak on it right now, but like, some classes do be clutching up with like, you know, giving a little free time, if you know what I mean. I've gotten a lot of... I was able to get more editing and stuff done by using those classes to get like, you know, the reviews and the whatchamacallit, notes and study guides and, you know, all that. Very clutch.
Test the next morning and accidentally overslept before my alarm could wake me
that
up.
class would
I
be the
swear,
next
I
period
thought my
after.
life was over and I was
I
about to
would
get
have to
crucified
run,
by my
bro.
parents the next day once they found out what my score was. Going back to the moment I pulled up to school, you would presume that walking directly to class would be super easy and nothing crazy or strange would happen on the way. But the school hallway has its own set of problems compared to everything else I've talked about so far. We were all aware of the people who make it their mission to make walking to class impossible by moving at 0.1 speed. It's even worse when it's multiple people doing this because there's literally a wall of niggas that you have to try to dodge through just to get to your next class on time. Once I was able to get to class and actually sit down and breathe for the first time in 2 hours, I'd just sit around waiting for us to start or talk to my friends to pass the time. Now, a majority of the time, like I said, I was just waiting on my desk because I had no energy to do anything else. And when that happened, there would always be a loud ass group of girls in the back of the class just talking about God knows what at 7:30 in the morning. Everyone around me is either hungry or sleep deprived, and these people are over here trying their hardest to one-up each other in a yelling competition. Finally, after all the BS is over, the teacher is finally ready to start actually doing something, and the school day finally starts. Overall, school mornings are just a Hunger Games brawl of brutal challenges and obstacles you have to endure on a daily basis that never actually seem to get better. And while you can do things to improve this experience, like sleeping earlier and having things ready the night before, that still never directly leads to a perfect or even smooth experience either. You just have to train yourself to push through all the pain and anguish and make sure you actually survive to tell the tale.
Thanks, bro. I ain't gonna lie. In the mornings or the night before school, you be thinking you gonna try to use some time for yourself. By the time you get back, bro, you done crashed. You wake up, it's like 12 in the morning. Then you can't go back to sleep, so you gotta stay up. Then you go to sleep around like 4. You gotta get up again at 6, bro. I've been through it all. Go to sleep.